You're so quiet. The number of times people have said that to me, as if I didn't already know that about myself. I'm a huge introvert. I'm so introverted that people just have no problem saying it to my face, just unwarranted. And I used to be really self-conscious about it. I felt like growing up being introverted or more reserved in general worked against me in a lot of ways. From what I saw, it felt like the world was made for extroverts. It seemed like everything came easier to people who knew what to say and when to say it and how to say it. And I wanted so badly to be like these people that for a really long time I rejected who I was. But once I finally learned how to embrace my introverted qualities, it was so freeing. So come along and I'll tell you my story. So how did I get here? It's kind of interesting because I wasn't always an introvert. When I was younger, I was actually that kid in class that would never shut up. But for some reason, when I got older, I started retreating into my shell. And I feel like that happens to a lot of us when we age. We lose that fearlessness of just being really outspoken and outgoing, and for whatever reason, maybe it's out of fear of being judged, we start to tuck away parts of ourselves that we don't want to show the world. There have been a few times in my life when I really struggled with being an introvert. In my first year of college, I had such a hard time making friends. I remember going to the dining hall during meal times and getting a to-go box and just sneaking it back to my room to eat by myself because I always felt like I was so awkward when I tried to eat with people that I just didn't really know. And so my first year I pretty much spent completely alone in my room just eating and studying. And I kind of felt like that was an ongoing theme in my life, just isolating myself and feeling like I was wasting my youth because I wasn't out partying or spending time with friends. And even having people telling me I was wasting my youth because I wasn't out doing fun stuff. And trust me, over time you start to learn to ignore when people tell you how you're supposed to enjoy yourself. Okay, so flash forward to when I started working in the corporate world. I was in an industry where most people were super type A, really outspoken, just really dominant, aggressive personalities. And I had a manager, I think he saw me for who I was, and he pulled me aside and he said, look, you can be the hardest worker, smartest person in the room, but none of that matters here if nobody knows what you're doing. And so that was his way of telling me that just putting your head down and working hard wasn't enough. And that idea felt so foreign to me. The idea that hard work alone wasn't enough. Having come from a Taiwanese American family, I thought, that's all you needed to do. But I really took his words to heart. I learned how to basically be an extrovert while I was working there. I learned how to advocate for myself, speak up for myself, sing my own praises, and I ended up doing really well there. And obviously the whole time I kind of felt like I was putting up a front or an act, and I was kind of faking being somebody else. And so over time, through all these experiences, I started accepting the fact that there are just some things that aren't going to come as easily to introverts. I know I'm going to have to fight to be heard. I know I'm going to feel uncomfortable in certain social situations. I know sometimes people might misunderstand me. That's just the reality of it. But that doesn't mean that there isn't so much good that comes with being an introvert. For me, being an introvert means that I love spending time with myself. It means even though I'll never be the life of the party, I love getting to know people in intimate conversations. It means that instead of having a ton of friends that I'm just sort of close with, I have a handful of friends from elementary school and high school and college that I can call my family. It means I'm now comfortable enough in my own skin so that when people tell me you're so quiet, I know it has more to do with them than it has to do with me. So yeah, I still believe that the world isn't really made for introverts. And yeah, it's okay to sometimes put up a front or fake a little extroversion if it makes your life a little easier. But I guess what I'm trying to say is just don't feel like you have to change who you are at your core, because that's what makes you who you are. All right, Olive, here you go. Go fetch.